Hey guys, it's Alina here, and today I am going to be talking about the Sephora VIB Rouge sale. So this video is going to basically be a shopping guide, and it's going to include my suggestions for this sale and also the things that are on my wish list that I am likely to get during the sale. So before we get started, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up if you like these shopping guide type videos. I haven't really done them that often, but I can continue to do them if you guys enjoy it. So let's go ahead and get started. So if you've never participated in the Sephora VIB sale, basically it's one of 2 times of the year that Sephora actually gives a discount. Yes, they rarely give discounts, like a discount code. So twice a year, once in the spring and once in the fall. Basically, VIB Rouge members, they get an extra day to shop. So the 18th is when this starts just for VIB Rouge. So we get 15% off. And then after that, on the 19th starts the sale for all the VIBs, and they also get 15% off. And then on the 20th, everyone can participate in the sale, but the beauty insiders only get 10% off. Another thing to note is that you can make as many purchases as you want. It's not a one-time code, which is really great, so you can definitely get the most out of the sale. If you're gonna make multiple purchases, I would recommend to split them up. That way you can get your 3 free samples in every order and try out a lot more product. Additionally, if you have a lot of points, you also might want to split up the orders. If, for example, they have a rewards item that you want to get. Last I checked, they had the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer. Let's say that's your favorite bronzer. If you wanted to buy 10 of them with your points, you're only allowed to add it once per order. So let's say you wanted to get multiple of an item, your best bet is to split up the orders. So I always recommend to split up the orders. I'm just always about getting more bang for your buck, but that's just me. So I've put together a list of items that we're gonna go through. I was going to separate them into like just wish lists and just recommendations, but some of these fall into both categories. So I'm just gonna go down the list and share them with you guys. Also, some of these items I have in front of me physically, so I'll be able to show you swatches of them and kind of explain further why I like them. So the first item I'm going to talk about is a face mask. I actually have 2 face masks on this list. The first one is the Origins Clear Improvement Active Charcoal Mask to clear pores. So I actually really like this mask. It comes in a tube form and it also comes in little pods. The pods are great for travel, but 1 pod could easily be 2 mask amounts. So the pod has way too much product and there's not really a good way to store it. So I would recommend the pods if you're traveling with a friend or your husband, boyfriend, whatever, and he's into the masking thing, because it's definitely a mask for 2. I find that my skin feels amazing after this mask. I absolutely love it. So I definitely would recommend it if you guys are looking for a mask. The other one I want to talk about is the Sephora Collection Mud Mask. That's for purifying and mattifying. So I have heard people compare this mask to the Glam Glow, I believe the white Glam Glow mask, but I haven't tried it. It is on my wish list, and it's also one that I'm going to recommend to you guys because I've heard so many amazing things about this mask, and it's a lot more affordable at $20 a tub. So moving on, I have 1 hair item. So you guys know I'm loyal AF to my Pureology hair products, as well as Alterna. I have Alterna, mostly Pureology, and a little bit of Redken sprinkled in. But there's one thing that I have been on the market for, and that is a good paddle brush. So if you've seen any of my hair videos, this is a paddle brush I use. I got it from Forever 21. It works okay for a paddle brush, but I'm looking for a higher quality one because I have combed my hair with a higher quality paddle brush, and I did feel the difference in my hand. So I did find this one from the Sephora collection. It is their nylon paddle hairbrush. It's $18, so cheaper than some of the other ones they offer, and it has amazing reviews. So that plus the 15% off, I'm definitely going to get in on that. So moving along, not quite a hairbrush, but a face brush. So this would fall in the recommendations / possible wish list, and that is my Sephora Collection Pro Featherweight Blending Brush. This is number 93. This is probably all-time favorite highlight brush. I freaking love this brush. I highly recommend it if you are looking for a highlight brush. It's incredible. Absolutely love it. This brush retails for $30. But it is so high quality, and with the discount it'll be slightly cheaper. Amazing brush. I actually might buy a backup because I only have 1 of these, and I'm finding that I have this issue with buying Sephora collection backups to brushes because they tend to discontinue all the brushes that I really like. So mama needs another one, potentially. So let's move on to face products. I have a few foundations that fall into the wish list and some that fall into the recommendation column. So first things first, I have to recommend my Too Faced Born This Way foundation. I love this foundation. I know some people don't like it, but I find that it's pretty amazing for me. It's got medium coverage, but it can be built up to full coverage. I absolutely love this foundation. It's one that gives really good coverage, but it doesn't make you feel like cakey, you know? Your skin still kind of looks like skin and it's not so alarming in real life. I'm in the shade Nude, but there's a million different shades. Well, not a million, that's exaggeration, but there's a lot of shades to choose from. This normally retails for $39, so you can get, you know, a decent discount. And this would be a good option if you are in a rush to try this foundation to get it now. There are times where Too Faced will put out a 20% off code for their website, so you could save a little bit more if you're not in a rush and you want to hold off until then. I also would really like to recommend my IT Cosmetics CC Cream. It's their Your Skin But Better CC Cream. There's a lot of reasons why I love this. One of them being that it's SPF 50, which is unheard of in a foundation. I know this is a CC cream, but it has amazing coverage like a foundation. What I will say is that you have to set it, of course, because it is a CC cream and it tends to be a little bit on the, I don't want to say greasier side, but just like more wet. I have oily skin, or I guess technically combination skin, and I absolutely love this. I'm in the shade Light. There's not a lot of shades to choose from, but I recommend trying it and just making it work. So this normally retails for, not this one, this is a travel size, but the full size retails for $38, so you can save quite a bit by buying it during this sale. So I do have one foundation that's on my wish list. It's the Clinique Beyond Perfecting Foundation plus concealer. I've heard so many amazing things about this. It's $28, so it's not crazy pricey, plus with the discount, but my hesitation is that I have a lot of foundations to get through, so I've been trying really, really hard to not purchase any new ones, but this one has literally been on my wish list for so long. I'm torn. Let me know in the comments if I should get this. So let's talk about concealer. There is one concealer that I have already repurchased, like another one, even though I have so many concealers, just because this concealer, it's just so good. It makes me so happy. And I actually repurchased it using my 20% off code through Ulta, so jump the gun. But if you are looking for a concealer, I would highly, highly recommend trying the Bare Minerals Bare Skin Complete Coverage Serum Concealer. I got the shade Light. I use this strictly for my under eye area. It brightens, it's just amazing. When set properly, it does not crease, or it creases a lot less for me than most under eye concealers, you know. It's easy to say that something doesn't crease when you're 20 years old, but when you get a little older, things crease pretty freaking easily. This is the best that I've tried so far for under eye concealer. I haven't tried Shape Tape, so I can't compare it to that. This is definitely a lot thinner. But what I like is that it's a serum concealer, so basically it's gonna make your under eye area look better over time. So it's one of those products that I really, really like when it has a double duty. This retails for $21 without the discount. So I would highly recommend this if you're looking for a concealer. Okay, so I would also like to recommend the IT Cosmetics Anti-Aging Armor. It's a super smart skin perfecting beauty fluid. It's got SPF 50. So this is another option if you're not wearing something that has an SPF. You can wear this under your foundation. It's actually pretty cool. It's a very thin fluid. It kind of reminds me of the Benefit, I forget the name of it, but the Benefit sunscreen because of how thin it is. But this one has a skin tint to it. So it's not white, so it's not gonna leave a cast on you, and it dries completely, like completely dry. It's not gonna be greasy, it's not gonna be sticky like a regular sunscreen would be. So this is a really good option. This retails for $38, but a little goes a long way. This has lasted me quite a bit. So let's talk about face powders to set all of this wetness. If you've been watching me, you're not gonna be surprised by this. My two recommendations are from IT Cosmetics. They're both Bye Pores products. One is the pressed powder and one is the loose powder. The pressed powder I like to use to set my all over face area. And the loose powder, oh my God. Last time I dropped this thing, it exploded everywhere. And the loose powder I use to set the under eye area with a damp sponge. I guess technically it's baking, but I don't get like all crazy because that only works when you're 20 years old. It just doesn't seem to work any past that. I don't use the little puff in there. I apply it obviously with a damp sponge. The Bye Bye Pores, I apply it with a powder brush, not with the sponge that's in there. Really, really great powders, both of them. The loose powder is $24 and the pressed powder is $29. And as far as the amount of product, the pressed powder has 0.31 ounces and the loose powder has 0.23 ounces. So that kind of explains the difference in price. And of course, both of those are recommendations. I don't need them. If you guys follow me on Instagram, It Cosmetics just sent me a crap ton because they know it's my favorite. So I am pretty much set for life. Thank God, because I love it. So moving on to cheek products, I want to talk about a particular blush that I love, and it's the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Blush. I have the shade that I'm going to be talking about in the palette form. This is their Ambient Lighting Blush palette that was released not this past season, but the season before that. And it's the shade Mood Exposure, which is right over here. I know it looks dark in the pan, but it doesn't come off that dark. Probably doesn't even show up at all on camera, but it's kind of this really soft mauve-y blush, and you can definitely build it up. It's just such a beautiful shade. I always said if I was gonna buy the single of any of the Hourglass blushes, it would be the shade Mood Exposure. It retails for $38, so if you guys are looking to try one of their blushes, I highly, highly recommend that shade. It's so beautiful. I mean, all of the shades are beautiful, and oftentimes when I go on a trip, if I'm bringing a blush palette, it's this one, because every single shade in here is so wearable and so amazing, and just adds color without looking clownish, if that makes any sense. So for highlight, I have two recommendations. One of them is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Nicole Guerrero Glow Kit. It is sold out online, so it's likely that you won't be able to get it if you're purchasing online only. But if you find it in your store, don't be dumb. Get it. It's literally the best highlighting palette I have ever used, ever. Every single shade is amazing. Every single shade is wearable. I just love this. I have other Anastasia Glow Kits, but this is the best one. The best one. I don't care what anyone says. This is the best one. So if you're looking for a single pan highlight, I would definitely recommend the Urban Decay Afterglow Highlighter in the shade Sin. If I'm gonna take one highlight on a trip, obviously this is before the Nicole Guerrero Glow Kit came into my life, it was always this one. It's a really, really pretty champagne-y type highlight. It's shimmery but not glittery. It's just so beautiful. It can be sheared out to just like a nice glow. I have all three shades, but I find that this is the only one that I really like, that I feel is very, very wearable. It's great for the inner corner. It's just such a beautiful highlight. So, so beautiful. This retails for $26 and you get the discount on top of that. I highly, highly recommend this shade. It's so good. So good. I also want to recommend Benefit's High Beam. This retails for $26. I feel like this product does not get enough love. So it is a liquid highlight, of course. It's a pink, like shimmery sheen. So that's what it looks like before you shear it out, but you see? It's just a really pretty, like, pink glow. I really love Benefit's High Beam to kind of set a base for a pop-in powder highlight. That's really the best way to get a super crazy highlight, is to mix a liquid and a powder. I mean, don't mix them, but you put the liquid and then you set it with a powder highlight. Just so pretty. One thing that's definitely on my wish list is the Makeup Forever Starlit Liquid in the shade 1, which is Arctic White. My friend Rose uses this in her inner corner and sometimes on her face, and it's just, whoa. People are constantly asking her about it when she wears it. It's just so poppin' that if I get anything from my wish list, that is gonna be it. I've been waiting for this moment. It does come in other shades, but this one is probably the one that I'm going to love the most, just from looking at them. Okay, so I have a couple of eyeshadow palettes that I would recommend if you guys are in the market for an eyeshadow palette. They're not new by any means, but they're palettes that I feel are really, really good and worth it even more when you get a discount. So the first palette is the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. I know some people don't like this palette. I happen to love this palette. I get tons of looks out of this palette. It smells amazing. The colors blend really, really well. To me, I think it's worth it. So this palette retails for $49, plus you get the 15% off if you're VIB Rouge or VIB. So I would highly recommend it if you haven't picked it up already. Another palette I would recommend is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette. I really love this palette, even though I don't get as much use of it as I would like, just because I don't wear a lot of these pinker shades, like these reddish pink shades, because I find that they contrast not so good with my hair. But I do wear pretty much all the other shades. And then when I'm feeling adventurous, I'll wear those pink shades because I'm just like, I don't really care if it contrasts with my hair. I do what I want. This palette retails for $42, so a little cheaper than the Too Faced palette, but you're getting less colors, so that's kind of something I've never thought about. But every single one of the shades in this palette is amazing. I highly, highly recommend this palette. I think it's probably one of the best ones that Anastasia Beverly Hills has released. A lot of the other palettes were very like mismatched. I find that you can't really get a lot of full looks out of them, but this one you can. So one product that is on my wish list, but it's also a recommendation, is the Milk Makeup Natural Deodorant. It has an amazing lavender scent, and I have been using it exclusively for almost a year now. I switched over for health reasons, and it took a little while to adjust, of course, but now that I have, I absolutely love the whole natural deodorant thing. It works really, really well for me. It's not an antiperspirant, but I find that I don't sweat as much as I used to. I don't know how that's possible, but it is. And I used to have to carry it around with me to constantly reapply, but now I find that I just don't smell as bad, ever. So go figure. The natural deodorant is $14. I have one now, but because of the discount, I'm going to order a backup. Even though it's really small, it lasts me for about 6 months. So I'll probably go through 2 a year, so $28. That's not crazy to have a natural deodorant. Another wish list item for me that I came across that was kind of random, I guess, is the Sephora Collection Line Makeup Tape. I was reading the reviews and a lot of people said, well, this is pretty much Scotch tape, but then a lot of people said it works like Scotch tape, but it doesn't pull like Scotch tape on your skin. And it actually has a bunch of different uses, including nail art and all of that. It had really, really good reviews. It's only $6, and apparently the roll is really, really big. So I wanted to definitely try that out because I've tried the Scotch tape thing, and even though I like stick it on the back of my hand to try to make it less sticky, I don't know, I feel that it's still causing problems. So that's on my wish list. Another item on my wish list is the Drunk Elephant TLC Sakari Baby Facial. So I've been looking for some sort of peel that I can do at home, and this one had amazing, amazing reviews. It's so pricey, it's $80. It's $80. Granted, the 15% off will take a little chunk off of that. Not a lot, just a little chunk. But the reviews were so, so amazing that I am tempted and I might get it. A lot of people were saying that it really, really helped even out their skin tone, texture. If you have scarring or anything like that from acne, this is supposed to be amazing for it. So if you're in the market for something like that, you might want to try it with me. Okay, probably not all that surprising that the rest of the items on my wish list / recommendation lists are lippies. We're not talking 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, not even 5, way more than that. So let's get into it. First things first, I have to recommend the Urban Decay Vice lipsticks. Not all of them, but I can definitely recommend the shade Violate. It is one of their cream shades. To me, I feel like it applies and gives pigmentation like a matte lipstick, but it's obviously a cream, so it's a lot softer. It's this beautiful, beautiful, like mauve-y pink shade that's so, so flattering. And it is that shade right there. Every time I wear this lipstick, I always get compliments. I'm wondering if I should get a backup. I literally wear this all the time. Another lip product I would definitely recommend. I probably won't be repurchasing it just because I have IT Cosmetics sent me a few backups. And it's the IT Cosmetics Je ne sais quoi Hydrating Color Lip Treatment. Oh my gosh. I've gone through so much of this. I put this on before I go to bed. I carry this around in my purse whenever I'm wearing a liquid lipstick and I eat. I always take it off, put this on, let my lips like rehydrate, and then reapply my lipstick. This is $24. It is very pricey, but it will last you a long time. I've been wearing this like crazy, at least twice a day for 4 months? No, like 5 months. So this will last you a really, really long time. It's really, really nice. It doesn't have a color to it, it's just a lip treatment. So next up is the Stila Stay All Day Liquid Lipsticks. I really like their formula. I like their applicator. I don't like the price of them because they're one of the more expensive ones. It's $24, but they are much larger like tubes than most liquid lipsticks. The shade I would recommend to you if you're just getting into the Stila lipsticks is the shade Patina. This one is pretty much empty, but I'm gonna try to see if I can get some color out of it. It's a little darker than the Violate shade, and obviously it's a liquid lipstick, but this shade is amazing. This is another shade that I always get compliments when I wear it. It's so, so good. The shade that is on my wish list is the shade Biscotti. Based on the website, it kind of looks like a grayish brown, but I'm not entirely sure. That's one that I would probably have to go to the store and swatch. So for Kat Von D liquid lipsticks, I highly, highly recommend the shade Lovesick. It's kind of similar to these shades, but I love the Kat Von D formula. It's amazing. The other shade I would recommend is Bow and Arrow. I have no idea what happened to mine. It's been missing for a while. It's got to be somewhere. I'm hoping I didn't leave it somewhere on a trip or whatever. So here is the shade Lovesick. It's really, really pretty. It's a little pinker than Patina and obviously more opaque than Violate because it's a liquid lipstick. The Kat Von D liquid lipstick that's on my wish list is the shade Wolf. It is kind of a really dark gray shade. Like I need another gray lipstick, but I just love a really unique lipstick. Another lipstick I would recommend that I always get compliments for when I wear it is the Marc Jacobs Beauty Le Marc Liquid Lip Cream in the shade Truth or Bear. It's very similar to these shades. I guess you're noticing a pattern here. I got this through Influencer and it's just so pretty. It's actually a little more, I guess it's like a little more of a warmer pink when compared to the other ones. Hey, they're different. They're not the same shade. So this one is $28, so it's definitely pricier than a lot of the other liquid lipsticks. This is not meant to dry like super annoyingly matte. What I like about this lipstick is you can move your lips around and it doesn't crack, it doesn't get dry. It lasts for a long time throughout the day, but it's not like meant to dry super matte and not move anywhere. I really like it, but I also like when liquid lipsticks aren't, like I'd rather reapply a liquid lipstick than have it be super drying and miserable to wear, you know? I wish they had more shades available. I think they have only 6 shades in this line and they're all different shades of nude except for this one. This one's like the only pinker one. But yeah, I would recommend it. One thing that's definitely on my wish list is the Smashbox Be Legendary liquid lipsticks. And the 2 shades I'm interested in are some of their metallic shades that they just released, and that's Foiled Brat, which is kind of a metallic-y pink, and then Iced Out, which is this ridiculous, amazing royal blue. Granted, I've never swatched them in real life, so I don't know if they're going to be as pigmented as they are in the little like square swatch, but it's tempting, so I might get them. Those are $24 each, so pretty pricey, which is why I'm not getting every shade under the sun. I may not even get those, but those are definitely on my wish list because they're so pretty. Smashbox, call me. So the last lippies I'm going to talk about are the Too Faced Melted Mattes. I've got 5 shades to recommend. Can you tell a pattern? Granted, they sent me most of the shades. I did purchase 2 of these, 2 out of the 5 that I'm recommending. So perhaps if I was able to try every shade of other brands, I would have more recommendations for other brands. I can only speak on the shades that I have used or the shades that are on my wish list. I am going to do these horizontally so that you can kind of see the difference. So this first shade is Cool Girl. I love it. It is a cool nude. So pretty. The next shade I'm going to recommend is Queen Bee. It is this really pretty mauve shade, kind of falls in line with the other ones. It's Queen Bee there. Next up is Granny Panties. This is a grayish purpley shade, like a grayish dusty lavender. Then the shade Bend and Snap. This is a really pretty dark bluish undertone pink. It's like that dark pink that's pretty much flattering on anybody. The last shade is like a deep wine color, which has been very in for the winter, even though now we're in spring, but I'm still gonna rock it. And it's the shade On Point. Ooh, so good. So again, we have Cool Girl, Queen Bee, Granny Panties, Bend and Snap, and On Point. So these are all lippy recommendations. I'm gonna go ahead and let's take these off before I end up getting them all over my clothes like I usually do. Based on this, which were the middle ones? Kat Von D one and the Stila one, the ones that stayed easily. Granted, these were literally just applied, so they were still wet, but yeah. So those are all my recommendations for the Sephora VIB sale. Definitely leave a comment and let me know what's on your wish list, what you're planning on getting. And if you have any other recommendations for me definitely let me know. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you give it a big thumbs up if you did, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!